Hi, today I'm going to share with you a few ideas that you could use if you're wanting to make a fall themed or Halloween themed sensory bin for your toddler to enjoy. The first step in creating a sensory bin is to find a container. I am a big fan of these Sure Fresh Tupperware bins that you can find in the container section of the dollar store. I feel like they're a really good size. They're square. They come with a blue lid that snaps onto the top. And I just feel like they're a good amount of things for a toddler to handle at one time. They're stackable, which is kind of nice if you want to put them up and out of the way. And if your toddler decides that they want to dump the entirety of the contents of the sensory bin onto the floor, I feel like it's a manageable amount of things for you and your toddler to have to clean up. So we'll go ahead and just get into it. I'll show you a few items that I included in these fall and Halloween themed sensory bins. So when I'm creating a sensory bin, I like to start with a base of something that they can pour and scoop and manipulate around. In this one, I just started with some dried chickpeas. I usually just buy the smallest bag of lentils or beans or rice from the grocery store. Usually you can find a bag of beans at your local grocery store, the Dollar Tree, for about $1. And that seems to be a good amount to fit in one of these square containers. I also like to include a variety of items that they might see in their everyday environment. So if we're talking about fall, they might see some pumpkins in their home or in their neighborhood, or maybe at a pumpkin patch. They might start to see some pine cones on the ground. I also like to include some colors they might see. So I included some orange little pom-pom balls. I put some big ones and some small ones. I also like to include a few containers. So this is just a little scooper from an empty protein powder container. This is just a little glass mason jar that we had in the kitchen. And this was just half of a plastic egg that I found. It doesn't really matter what you put in the sensory bin, but just giving them a few things that they can use to scoop and pour can be really fun for them. Having just a few containers can give them places to sort objects. They can place the pumpkins in, the pine cones, the pom-poms, whatever they see fit. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to the next sensory bin. This one just has a base of pinto beans. I also included a few containers that they could pour and scoop things into. This is just the lid of a little Barrel of Monkeys toy that I found at the dollar store. These little acorns just came in a pack with those pumpkins, and the pumpkins and the pine cones from the previous sensory bin. And then I just included a little scooper, a little plastic measuring spoon. I also got that at the dollar store, as well as some really fun leaves, some fall leaves. I got this in a big pack at the dollar store. Came with some more shiny glittery ones, some orange and red multicolor, and even some green leaves. The leaves are kind of fun to put in a sensory bin this time of year because you can bury them in the beans. That can be kind of fun to try to find them. You could also even include some little kid-friendly tweezers, and you could show your child how it could be fun to grasp the leaves. That could be fun for working on fine motor. Sometimes it's fun to just include a few different textures. These little sparkly leaves that came in the pack have a lot of glitter and sparkle and catch the light in a fun way. Also just including anything that you have around the house. These little rubber spiky balls can be fun for them to manipulate as well. All right, and now we'll move on to a more Halloween themed sensory bin. This one just started with a base of black beans. I included some more of those colorful spiky balls. I had some bugs laying around, so we put some bugs in there so they could have some creepy crawlies to play with. And then also I just included, once again, a few different containers. I had this little tiny pumpkin from last Halloween, this little glass jar I found in the kitchen. I had some googly eyes and some pom-poms, so I threw those in as well. And then once again, just something that they could use to pour and scoop. So just a really inexpensive plastic measuring cup that you can get in a pack from the Dollar Tree store. Once again, just having a few different textures so that way they can explore with their senses, and then once again have those containers that they can use to pour and scoop things as they see fit. And then the last little Halloween themed activity that I saw online that I thought was a fun idea. I just took some spider web that I purchased from the Dollar Tree store. Usually those packs of spider webs are $1 or less this time of year. And usually they'll even come with a few plastic spiders included with the pack. If not, you can find these really inexpensive at the dollar store. You could even include some of those kid-friendly tweezers once again. And this could be a little fun fine motor activity for your child to squeeze some tongs or tweezers and pick up those spiders. It's a little tricky and they might need to ask for help, but that's never a bad thing for your child to need a little bit support from you. But it's kind of fun actually that the spiders get stuck in the spider web, so they could have fun placing the spiders onto the web, or they could have fun removing the spiders from the web and putting them into a container. Anyways, I hope that gives you a few ideas of some fun little bins that you could create with your toddler. What's nice about sensory bins is you don't need to feel like you have to go out and buy a bunch of things. Just look around your house, see what you already have, what containers you might not be using, and put something together with just a few things you have around the house. I think you'll be surprised to see how easy and inexpensive it can be to create something for your toddler. Thanks for watching and have a great day.